Hi, I'm John, and welcome back to Insurance Made Simple. Today is going to be part two of our auto coverages lessons. In lesson number one for auto insurance, we talked about liability coverage, uninsured motorist coverage, and personal injury or medical coverage. Today we're going to talk about comprehensive and collision coverage, which is essentially coverage for the vehicles that you own or coverage for your vehicle. Collision and comprehensive are not required by any state. However, if you lease or finance your car, the finance company will require that you carry that on the policy. Each of these coverages will carry a deductible, which means that you're going to have to pay a little bit of money out of pocket if you ever have to file a claim and get repairs done to your car, and then the balance will be picked up by the insurance company in order to get the car back to drivable shape. Collision coverage is one of the is a primary on this, and collision covers you when you're in an actual accident. So if you're driving your car and you run into another car, or another car runs into you, or if you're driving your car and you hit a stationary object, then that's going to be covered under collision under your collision coverages. One thing with collision is it doesn't necessarily matter who is at fault whether you would use collision coverage. If you are at fault, you're definitely going to use your collision coverage. But if another party is at fault, maybe they don't have enough liability coverage for property damage, in which case you would have to file a collision claim under your insurance. So something good to know is that it's there to cover your car in an accident. Hopefully the other party, if it's not your fault, is going to have coverage, but if they don't, you may have to use your collision, and in that instance you would have to also use the deductible or pay the deductible. Comprehensive coverage is essentially anything else that happens to the car that is not in a collision. So if the car is parked and there's mysterious damage, it could be comprehensive. If there is a hailstorm, or let's say that the neighbor's tree has a branch that falls off and it lands on the roof of your car. All of those types of things are going to be comprehensive coverage. And oddly enough, if you're driving along and a deer runs in front of you, that's actually going to be under comprehensive and not under collision. So you kind of need both of those to go hand in hand if you want to make sure that you have your car repaired in the event of any damage. One of the things that people kind of get, as your car gets older, one of the things that people kind of get a sense of, or have to get a sense of, is when do you need to drop collision and comprehensive coverage in terms of the age of your car. And a good rule of thumb really is just to look at if you could sell your car, whatever that value would be, once it reaches below a certain point where paying a deductible doesn't make any sense. When you reach that point, then generally it's going to be the time that you drop collision and comprehensive from your car, and that means that, hey, I got a really old car, I need to have the liability coverage on it, but at this point, I'm not going to be able to get any money for the car if there's something that happens to it. So, and then finally, with comprehensive collision, this is something I like people to make sure they're aware of. There is really no coverage on an auto policy for personal property that is in your car. And so a lot of people, let's say you have some expensive camera equipment and you're carrying it, putting it in the back seat, you're driving someplace, and then you have to make a quick stop, lock the vehicle. You're not gone for more than a few minutes, but you come back out and somebody has broken a window and taken all of the items out of the back seat, which included this expensive camera equipment. That camera equipment is not going to be covered under your auto policy. That's going to be covered under another personal property policy, such as a home policy, a renter's policy, or if you have a specific policy for that equipment. The only thing that would be covered under your auto policy in that instance would be the damage actually to the car. So, key thing that a lot of people don't know. So in summary, we've talked about collision, which is damage to your car caused in an accident when it's with another vehicle or a permanent object. Comprehensive, which is basically any other type of damage to the car, and how those coverages work. If you have any questions, give us a call, 303-443-1288, or Stringfellow with farmersagent.com. Thanks. Have a great day.